My name is Corey Aguilar. My email address is cmaguilar12 at minors.utep.edu. This is spring 2021, and this is the political behavior assignment. Background on my last assignment for the political compass essay. I landed in the libertarian leftists, and to be exact, it was economic left slash right negative 5.5 and social libertarian slash authoritarian negative 4.1. I didn't exactly land on the political compass map that gave like an overview of to pinpoint exactly where what I am and where I fall. So when I did read the feedback from my last essay, it did say it was pretty broad. And now, with the information that I have learned from other sources um, on the internet and articles, and even in this class, I do realize that that is right. It was pretty broad because I did what I understood from libertarian leftists was they believe in full self ownership, and that individuals should be free, and that they deny the right to private property, that it should be equal to all and nobody should own it. And so I thought that was a little outdated when I first read that. And so I didn't agree exactly, but and that was on the libertarianism.org. But now reading, I did read thoughts on liberty.com on what is left libertarianism. And now that I did read that, I think that I do fall in that category, and that it is correct. I do believe in social justice, and that um, left libertarianism stands for public choice and market economies, and it does involve criminal justice reform. I don't agree with everything as far as it did mention that having, I guess, basically like spying with the public and security and having access to our information. I don't believe in that. But I do believe in social justice and equal marriage and and equality for all races and all genders, as well as legalizing marijuana and rehabilitation for criminals. And so, more background within my views and family members. So, growing up, politics weren't discussed in my household. Um, I would say the first time that I really even talked about politics with my parents was when President Obama was elected, and when he was running for president, that was a big deal, and my parents were super excited for the historic change that was going to happen, and they did vote for him. They are more on the right side, so really, I'm the most political voiced in my family. So it's not really discussed. And if it's discussed, it's more me and my dad. He likes to discuss politics with me because we do have a little bit of the same views now that I'm older, and we do talk about what's going on in the world and on the news. Friends and coworkers, I am a 23-year-old bartender and server and Hispanic and live in El Paso. So most people that I come by my age are going to be Democratic and low income family. They're serving and they're getting their way through college that most of the time they pay for. So really, the only time I talked with my coworkers about politics was when Beto O'Rourke was running for president and how excited everybody was. Um, and with really what's with the pandemic and the economy and how scared everybody was that they were losing their jobs, and how the government was going to what they were going to do, and how they were going to help us, and how and what and how they took care of things with the pandemic. Um, and other than that, I don't really discuss politics with coworkers and friends. I feel like um, that should be separate. Teachers and college professors and other than my class in high school for government, I never really discussed any politics with any teachers. This is the first class that I feel like I really fully paid attention and am grasping what's going on. My boyfriend is a teacher, though. He's a history teacher, and he does fall more on the right side. So whenever we do discuss politics, he plays the devil's advocate, um, trying to well, what about this, or have you ever thought about this, or have you read this article? So it's definitely something that I do enjoy when we talk about, just because it's a different view than mine. And I do value his opinion. um, Media that I consume frequently: Twitter and Instagram. Definitely, I do follow Alexandra Cortez, Bernie Sanders, um, on Instagram and on Twitter. Although on Twitter, because of the platform it is and how it is formed, you could see everybody's tweets when they reply if you follow somebody. So I do view all politicians, Democratic and Republican. I do view their tweets, and I do see their views. And it's definitely negative emotions when I read these, because sometimes I feel like it's more for entertainment, to sway a vote, than it is for the public and the public good. Um, I do listen to podcasts and alternative media. I listen to the Daily, and sometimes I do listen to the Ben Sharprick show. Um, he is a hardcore right conservative, but I do like to try to understand from both sides. So I do get some information with that. I also read the New York Post, where I focus my energy on, I would say, women's rights. Um, and definitely when President Trump was elected, women's funding was cut. So that's something that definitely did open my eyes. Not And here in Texas, we can't, at least in El Paso, we can't access rights to abortion. We'd have to go to New Mexico for that. So that's something that definitely opened my eyes, and definitely does sway my votes for House of Representatives and Congress, and even the presidential race, because they have um, a say, or they do influence everything. So another thing that I focus my energy on, or that at least has changed my views, was Black Lives Matter movement. Just seeing all of the protests and the riots and the looting, it made me really think that the people mirror the government. So with what's going on, you see um, that all these violence, I feel like we're just mirroring the government with what's going on. So they're just, with the Lives Matter movement, it really opened my eyes to the deep rooted racism that goes on in our government, and that how privileged a lot of people are, and they don't care. um, and it also does open my eyes to how much influence a president has over the people. And like the Capitol riot, that as well, and the president's speech afterwards, that just um to be honest, that just blew my mind. That blew my mind. Another thing that really was an eye opener to me is this class. We had an assignment about the Kurdish people, and that's something that Not that I didn't care, but it was never brought to my attention. Maybe because I didn't pay close enough attention to the news, or maybe I'm just reading the wrong articles or focusing my energy um, on what the media is focused on and not other things that are going on, because that's something that I would have never known if I didn't take this class, along with our last assignment on our discussion about imperialism and neo imperialism and everything that was going on in Iran, along with Japan after World War II. Like, that's something that I had no idea that was going on, and that's something that or that happened, and that's something that I feel like has changed my views, and opened my eyes and made me want to learn more, because it just made me realize that I have so much more to learn about the government.